So, with the first 8 episodes of Make Your Mark being released, as I've said before, and other people have pointed out, spoilers are going to be abound. There is no doubt about that. And along with spoilers, you're going to get clips from all 8 episodes individually uploaded onto the internet, mostly here on the YT. And, excuse me there. And one of the clips we got was from basically the 8th episode, the final episode of Chapter 2. And we find out exactly what is Opaline's plan. That is right. We do find out what Opaline's plan is. She obviously wants, Sparkaroonie. She wants Sparky basically because of his dragon power. She sees that he's got power to do a lot of things, so she wants it for herself. And this is mainly because of the fact that she absorbed what, Misty could give her. But obviously Misty, at the end of this clip, is seeing exactly who Opaline really is, what she's about. And Opaline demands more. She needs more power. She wants more of the dragon power. She wants more of them. She even makes it clear she's looking down through her, I guess you could say crystal, her little holograph thing, crystal thing, whatever, that, she is coming for the ponies and mostly Sunny Star Scout. She points out Sunny Star Scout, basically. She singles her out. So what that tells me, what that tells me is she is aware of who Sunny is. Not just because of Sunny being the one to unlock the magic in the movie and get this pseudo alicorn magic that she has, but mostly because of the fact that obviously, and I guess we could probably say it was hinted at throughout all the other episodes of Chapter 2, even when she communicated with Sunny, as her inner thoughts, or at least try to portray herself as that. We could probably look at all these hints and kind of come to the conclusion that she knows not just about who Sunny is, but she probably knew about it long ago. Like, she knew from the tapestry we see in Tell Your Tale that Sunny was one of the chosen ponies, the next group of ponies to come together and restore magic. So obviously she saw her as being kind of in a similar situation like Twilight Sparkle was in. Now, with that being said, she does acknowledge that once she gets the magic, she will be able to finish what she started with Twilight Sparkle, or what she began with Twilight Sparkle, and that her motive is that it's going to, in the long run, cause all ponies to bow down to alicorns. Basically, her motivation is to get all the magic for herself, and basically for herself, because only alicorns should have it. And then by default, all ponies will bow down to their immortal rulers. Now that's the key word. Those are the key words right there, immortal rulers, which means, yes, there's a good chance Twilight is still alive, despite what other writers of the previous series had said. That also means there's a good chance Celestia and Luna and Cadence are alive as well. Whether or not they play a role in this series, time will tell. Time will tell whether they play a role in the series or not. But obviously, as I said in another video, or in the previous video, they are setting up Twilight to come back here. They're setting her up to make an appearance and maybe work together with Sunny Star Scout against Opaline. That's just an opinion. But basically, Opaline's plan is to get all the magic for herself, because she has this belief only alicorns should have the magic, and then, as I said, by default, all ponies, knowing this, should and have to bow down to the immortal rulers. In other words, give them praise constantly. Now, the question obviously is still, is basically, when you look at this clip, if you want to look for it yourself on YouTube, when you look at this clip, it makes you wonder once again, who is Opaline really? Who is she? And a lot of people have thrown out theories. People have thrown out theories from Radiant Heart. Some have thrown out theories from Twilight Sparkle. Cozy Glow, which is a good fit too. And even recently, one of the comments to this clip on, focusing on Opaline's plan, even kind of threw out the possibility it could be all three villains from the finale. It could be Chrysalis, Tyrek, and Cozy Glow combined into this Opaline figure. But if that is the case, why is she so determined to make sure only alicorns have magic, as she believes it should be, that's causing the ponies to bow down to them? Why is that? Why is that basically a reasoning for all three entities, if they are comprised into Opaline, to want to focus on alicorns as a superior being? That doesn't make sense. But then I want you to notice something. I want you to notice something with Opaline. When she absorbs the dragon fire, yeah, her power increases, but I want you to look at her wings. I want you to look at her wings, how they glowed. I want you to look at that color of that glow. That color is very familiar, isn't it? That coloring seems to be very identical to one Flurry Heart coloring. That's right. It seems to be very identical to one Flurry Heart coloring. And on top of that, when you look at her hairstyle, her mane, it looks almost identical to Flurry Heart's when she was a baby, as well as Flurry Heart's in that stained glass at the end of Last Problem. So it looks like right now that we probably got our first clue as to who Opaline's true identity is. Just based off her absorbing what little dragon fire magic she could, we kinda, I believe, in my opinion, got our first clue. And that first clue is she is Flurry Heart. And to me, if that is the case, I have to admit it is ingenious. It is ingenious because they know, the writers, despite how you might feel about them, and let's not forget, a couple of people that worked on Friendship is Magic as writers are also working on this series as well. But anyway, to kind of get back on track here, to me, it's ingenious. It's ingenious because, like I said, despite how you feel about the writers, which also consists of two writers from the original series, from Friendship is Magic, this is, brilliant writing, in my opinion. Brilliant writing. And you know why? Because they know that when Flurry Heart appeared back in season 6, when she first appeared, the backlash she got from being an alicorn at birth, from birth, the backlash she got, the disdain she got, even almost to the end of the series, was very noticeable. I mean, you think Twilight, getting, bashed a little bit for the decision of making her an alicorn was something, believe it or not, from what I could tell, it almost nearly paled in comparison to the backlash Flurry Heart got. And it's backlash that this character has had, disdain that this character has been given by the fans, like I said, almost to the end of the series. So if we go by what we saw after Opaline absorbed that fire into her, that fire magic into her, we could go by that alone. And we saw her wings change color to be identical, when they glowed, to Flurry Heart's, and her horn being identical to Flurry Heart's coloring, one has to be led to believe this is Flurry Heart. That's right. This is Flurry Heart. Again, you look at the stained glass window in the last problem, and you see how her hair is there. You see Opaline's hair, and to me, it's almost basically, undeniable. It's undeniable that this is who it is. But now, if that's the case, then why? Why was Flurry Heart corrupted? Why did she suddenly get this thought process of, hey, we alicorns are the superior beings, we're the superior ponies. We have all the magic of Equestria. We should looked upon as the gods and goddesses we are. When did she start developing that mindset? Didn't her father and her mother, Shining Armor and Cadence teach her any better? Didn't her aunt Twilight try to teach her any better? When did the corruption happen? That is something I hope we get answers to if this is indeed fact. Again, I'm basing this off of the fact that when Opaline absorbed that magic, that basically her wings and horn glowed into the same color scheme similar to Flurry Heart. And to me, like I said, that's ingenious work, ingenious writing to do that, because they know the backlash the character got, so why not go in a direction to embrace it and turn her into a villain, but under a different name? Let's not forget, guys, any time a character got, corrupted by magic, dark magic, they gained a different name in the process. Nightmare Moon was Luna's name when she got corrupted by the nightmare magic. Rarity, Nightmare Rarity in the comics when she got corrupted. In Royal Problem, in Starlight's Dream, we saw a corrupted version, of Celestia. What name did she give herself? Daybreaker. Or Daystar, depending on how you look at it. Look at Stygian. He was corrupted by the Pony of Shadows, thus he became the Pony of Shadows. You get what I'm coming from, right? So to me, I wouldn't put it past Flurry Heart that if she got corrupted with this belief, to change her name to represent her new directive, her new purpose in life, and also to distance herself from, from her family, from Twilight, from her mom Cadence, her father, and anybody that she would consider like family and friends, distance herself from them. Now you might ask, well, how does Misty come into play? Remember, Misty got saved as a filly. Flurry Heart was already grown up and probably already on the verge, if not in the process of being corrupted and having this mindset. So she might have saw somebody that she can manipulate to help gain her more power, or help her regain the power that Twilight took from her or kept away from her. Also, I want you to hear what she says, in this clip. She says basically she had not seen Dragonfire magic in over 100 moons. How long of a cycle that is, we do not know. But 100 moons? That's a long time. I mean, if we look at a full moon every, from a monthly perspective, we could say it's been over 100 months. In fact, let me check something. There you go. I just found out from my device, or one of them anyway, that it's 8 years, 4 months. Now, you might say, well, things might be different there, and that's true. Continuity-wise and all that, that might be true. So we could be looking at something like 80 years, if you will. Who knows? 80 years, who knows? But The point that I'm getting at is if she's going off of the fact that she had not seen Dragonfire magic in over 100 years. And the last one we knew that had Dragonfire magic that we knew of was Spike. And she knows who Spike is because he's family to her. That's another hint. That's another clue that this is Flurry Heart. Or at least could be potentially more than enough to really, kind of put her at the top of who Opaline really is. That this is indeed that alicorn. This is indeed that pony. But again, the questions everybody's going to ask is, what happened? Where did the corruption, come from? And these are clues and answers, hopefully, if I'm right about it. Again, I'm not saying I am, but if I'm right about it, hopefully we'll get in the coming next chapters. Now, for all we know, I want you to also look at this. They could draw upon a little moment in the beginning of the end. Yeah. In the beginning of the end, Cadence and Shining Armor walk into Flurry Heart's room and Sombra's holding her. So we don't know if Sombra may have, inserted some magic into Flurry Heart or something like that, as a safety measure or something. Like he may have used his magic to incorporate and cause Flurry Heart to inhale, absorb just a tiny bit of his magic that over time would grow and slowly corrupt her. Because let's not forget, one of the toys that got sold in the past several months referenced Sombra. So there is a clue there. There's a possibility. Her corruption, if this is Flurry Heart, may have already began when, the Friendship is Magic show was happening, or was concluding, I should say, with its final season. We just didn't see it. We didn't see it until now. And like I said, if what we saw here is any indication, then, it will make for interesting storytelling as we go into the next several chapters. Because again, like I said, we're going to, if my speculation, my opinion, speculation, my theory is right, which I'm not saying it is, but if it is to a point, and I know I'm not alone in probably thinking this now, again, the question's going to be how, why, and when. How did it happen? Why did it happen? And when did it occur? Everybody's going to want to know this. Everybody's going to want to know this because, again, she says, key things here. She says she had not seen Dragonfire magic in 100 moons, all right? She's not seen Dragonfire magic in over 100 moons. Key word there. Well, not key word there, but basically key clue there. Key hint. Secondly, when she absorbs the magic, her horn and her wings glow similar colors or the same colors as what Flurry Heart had. And thirdly, she acknowledges the fact that she wants to finish what she started with Twilight, many moons, many years ago. And she also acknowledges they're immortal. So that's a fourth hint. So 4 hints there. 4 clues and hints in that moment. 1, horn and wings glow same color as Flurry Heart. 2, she says she hasn't seen Dragonfire in 100 moons. 3, she acknowledges, some kind of path to a Twilight sparkle. And 4, she acknowledges alicorns as immortal. So those are just, in my opinion, clues and hints in the 8th and final episode of Chapter 2, or of this run of episodes, that really, to me, doesn't cement, but really puts on a high pedestal the fact that Flurry Heart is indeed Opaline. That's just That's just my opinion. Again, I could be wrong about it, but it's just my opinion. However, what do you guys think? Do you think, without a shadow of a doubt, that Opaline is indeed Flurry Heart based on that one scene? What do you guys think? Am I far off? Is she somebody else? Could she be Radiant Heart or Radiant Heart instead? Could she be maybe a comprising of the villains defeated at the end of the final season? What do you think? Or do you think maybe she is just a corrupted student? Maybe she's a corrupted version of Lester Dawn. We don't know. But what do you got? Or do you think she's just a corrupted student that's new for the series? Who knows? But if you take into consideration, like I said, what we see here, with the horn and the wings glowing, as brightly as they did, basically identical color to Flurry Heart's. The acknowledgement she had not seen Dragonfire magic in 100 moons. The fact that she acknowledges alicorns are immortal and everything. And the fact that she acknowledges a past, that she's had with Twilight. To me, there's too much evidence in just that one moment. Too much evidence in just that one moment to not indicate and put it that high suspective, or put on a high pedestal of suspects as to who, Opaline really is. And let's not forget, like I said, when characters usually get corrupted by dark magic, they take on a new identity, a new name. And for Flurry Heart, Opaline may have been the name, she took upon herself. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. Live chat during the premiere. Like the video. Super chat, super stickers are open during the live chat. Super thanks afterwards. Also check me out at patreon.com/BWRoses for the $1 or $3 tier. Also check me out at VENMO at BWRoses for content you can't get anywhere else here on YouTube. Also check me out at my BWRoses Discussions podcast and all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora, where this may also be uploaded at. Also, check me out at my Teespring store for merchandise you can't get anywhere else. And until next time, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about this? Excuse me. How do you feel about this? Overall, what do you think? Let me know down below and in the live chat. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you later, but I'd love to hear from each and every one of you on it.